All right, I got it. I think. Double check here. All right, sweet. YouTube is up and running. So we got 17.5 two-wheel drive buggy on track to start us off. Thank you for all the volunteer marshals for coming out. Appreciate it. So running order for this is going to be Zach, Jake, Eric, and Tim. So Zach on the tone, everyone else, wait on me. I'm going to give you plenty of space. Jake. Eric. And Tim. All right, drivers, 5 minutes on the clock for Q1 of 17.5 two-wheel drive buggy. Watch the roller, watch the roller. We got one on the roller. It's clear. All right, so these guys are making a lot of mistakes here early on. Let's let these guys settle in, get a couple laps here. Watch coming off the long table. Got our 17.5 two-wheel drive buggy on track. Next up is going to be our stadium trucks. All right, so we currently have Eric Isaacson leading this pack of cars. He's on a 17.02 with a 17.0 hot lap. He's got Jake Hybrider in the 2, that buggy that's behind him, but just made a mistake off the single. Tim Simpson in the 3, Zach Isaacson in the 4. Eric Isaacson just set hot lap of the race that time by the 16.7. So some slow laps out of Jake going to allow Tim Simpson to the 2 spot, but now Tim Simpson caught right in front of the short table. Watch the short table. It's clear. I think that's broke. Is it just a ball cup or is it broke? Looks like it's just a ball cup. Jake Hybrider last time by sets high lap of the race of the 16.6. Gets himself back up to the 2 spot. So his car looking a little edgy there. Bicycling up on 2 wheels. Watch the short table. So really slow lap out of your leader of Eric Isaacson that time by. Going to allow Jake to make up some ground. I do think, though, Jake's going to need to get by him on track in order to pass him on the time. High lap of the race going to Jake with a 16.6.
2 minutes left.
You heard him, drivers. Running order, Eric, Jake, Tim, Zach. Eric Isaacson just goes hot lap of the race that time by the 16.5. He's on a 17.01 on the cusp of an 18-lap run. Unfortunately, I think he just made a mistake. He did. That was your leader. So Jake Hybrider sneaks by him on track. We'll see how that shakes things up here on the clock. It's going to close that gap down to 3.1 seconds. So Jake got some work to do here in the last minute and 30 seconds. If he wants to go try to capture that TQ from Eric. Tim Simpson with his hot lap last time by a 17.7. So Eric Isaacson still on a 17.03. Jake on a 17.07. Gained 4/10 on Eric last time by. Tim Simpson on a 15.09. Zach on a 11.11. Birdie will get him back on track. Got one stuck at the loop here. That was Eric, your leader. That's certainly going to give Jake the lead. It does. So Jake now on a 17.06. Your leader. So your leader coming up on the backside of Tim Simpson next. Thank you, Tim. So Eric Isaacson, though, only 1.5 seconds behind Jake. If he can put together a couple good laps here, he might be able to track Jake down here in the last 30 seconds. So that time, benefit going to Jake, 16.7 to Eric, 17.1. About to hear that tone, drivers. Keep going, though, to hear the computer call your name. I do believe everyone is racing to the line this lap. Yes, they are. Everyone racing the line.
Eric Isaacson
here.
done. Tim Simpson done. Zach Isaacson done. The race is completed.
So Jake, gonna say your round one TQ with the 1702. Definitely looked like there were some mishandling buggies there, so these guys looking to make some changes. Now we do. All right, Birdie, going to need you to come up and announce, please. Next up is our stadium trucks. Going to need all 4 of those guys out to Marshall, plus at least 1 volunteer, please.
One minute to the start of the race. Chewy. Farmer. TJ Nielsen.
All right. On the tone, it's going to be TJ, and then Shuey and Farmer. On the tone, TJ. Shuey and Farmer. We are a minute into this one. Up front is Shuey with a pace of an 18.508. In second is Farmer with a pace of an 18.515. And in third is TJ with a pace of a 12.514. 2 minutes in, Shuey is still up front. With and he sets the fastest lap of a 16.6. In second is Farmer with a fast lap of a 17.0. And in third is TJ with a fast lap of a 22.8.
Two minutes left.
You heard him. Up front is Shuey with a pace of an 18.505. In second is Farmer with a pace of an 18.517. And in third is TJ with a pace of a 13.518. Watch this, watch the middle. It's clear. Now watch the middle. It's clear. One minute left.
1 minute left.
Up front is Shuey. And he has a fastest lap of a 16.6. The Farmer is in second, and he sets his fastest lap of a 16.9. In third is TJ with a fast lap of a 22.3. Once you hear your name, your race will be over.
TJ Nielsen done. Shuey done. Farmer done. The race is completed.
That is a race.
One minute to the start of the race. Jamie Thompson. Eric Isaacson. The Pink Machine.
All right, I definitely need quite a bit of volunteer marshals. I'm going to need at least
Zach
three.
Isaacson.
Or at least 3 volunteer marshals, please. Thank you, Shane. Need 2 more volunteer marshals, please. Need 2 more volunteer marshals, please. Need 1 more volunteer marshal, please. Thank you, Jake. Of course. Yeah, I'm cool with that. All right, running order for this one's going to be Zach, Brody, Jamie, and Eric. So Zach on the tone, everyone else, I'll call you off. Zach, you want to get yourself to the front there? Oh, there you go. All right, Zach on the tone. Brody. Jamie. And Eric. All right, drivers, 5 minutes on the clock. Q1, two-wheel drive, mod buggy. Fast car on track to beat. Probably going to be Jamie Thompson. He's always fast in this class. And he comes out swinging with a 15.7 first lap. Brody goes 16.2. Zach 18.2. Eric rough lap 19.6. And then Brody goes 15.6 and Jamie goes 15.6. Give these guys another lap here and I'll start calling out some times. Woo, Jamie's buggy looking a little edgy there too. So maybe not just the 17.5 struggling with that today. All right, so we got Jamie Thompson on top. He's on a 19 flat. Brody in the 2 on a 19.10. Eric in the 3 on a 17.08. Zach in the 4 with a 17.14. He just had his hot lap of the race with a 17.1. Overshot the long table there for Zach. Or Eric, I apologize. Made that buggy upset. But your leader going to be Jamie Thompson, that orange buggy with white wheels making his way through the center right now. In front of him is the Pink Machine of Brody Thompson. Jamie Thompson just set hot lap of the race that time out of the 15.4. So Jamie on a TQ run right now. Another 15.4 out of Jamie. My bad. I almost said Brody. So Jamie starting to catch up on the back wing here. Brody. Watch the wall ride. High on the wall ride. Go high on the wall ride. Stay high on the wall ride. So Jamie's starting to catch up to that rear wing of Brody Thompson. I don't think Brody's going to just let him through, though. We'll see. These two usually like to kind of push each other when they get next to each other on track. Eric just had his hot lap of the race with a 16.9 last time by. He's up to the number 3 spot. Zach down to the 4. Really slow lap out of Zach last time by, 29-second lap.
2 minutes left.
Brody just had his hot lap of the race with a 15.6. So a little bit of pressure from his dad. Going to push him to push his pace a little bit. But Jamie threw down a 15.5 the lap before that. So Jamie just looking for a way to get around Brody here. Jamie comes off the wall right a little hot there. Going to give Brody some breathing room. Another mistake out of Jamie here. So not going to put his TQ pace in jeopardy, but definitely going to take a little pressure off Brody there. And it's going to allow Brody to get within about 1.1 seconds of Jamie on the master clock. Quickly approaching 1 minute left in this race. This is race number 3, Mod 2-wheel drive buggy. Next up, 21.5 2-wheel drive buggy.
1 minute left.
Jamie goes 15.4, new hot lap of the race that time by. Gets himself a 1.7 second advantage over Brody. Gets a little wobbly on the wall ride, so his car looking a little edgy. Sorry, Zach, didn't see him there. Eric had his hot lap of the race last time by the 16.4. 30 seconds left to go, drivers. Jamie Thompson still out front on a 19.02. Brody in the 2 on a 19.04. Eric on an 18.14. Zach on a 16.14. Hot lap of the race going to Jamie Thompson with a 15.4. He's done a few of those today. Another 15.4 out of Jamie Thompson. There is the tone. Keep going, though, till you hear the computer call your name.
The pink machine done. Jamie Thompson done. Zach Isaacson done.
Birdie, still on the clock, Birdie. Birdie, still on the clock. Oh, never mind. No, you're not. 1 on the clock.
Eric Isaacson done. The race is completed.
All right, that is the race. So Jamie Thompson going to take TQ with a 19.01. Sorry, Birdie. For some reason, your name didn't change gray. It looked like you were still on the clock. So I'm going to need all 4 of them out to Marshall, please. And 1 volunteer for our 21.5 2-wheel drive buggy. Jake Heidbreder bringing that 21.5 buggy out of retirement.
One minute to the start of the race.
Hey, Birdie, is there anyone else in the pits that can come help? Is Farmer like the only one? You can roll them out, guys. You don't have to wait.
Jake Heidbreder. Justin Eden. Mark Talley. Tim Simpson. TJ Nielsen. Shane Evans.
All right, you guys all ready? All right. Running order going to be TJ, Justin, Jake, Mark, Shane, and Tim. Got a nice full field of 21.5s today. So be on your toes. I'm going to call you off pretty quickly here. TJ on the tone. Justin. Jake. Mark. Shane. And Tim. All right, so Q1 of 21.5, two-wheel drive buggy on track. There are 6 of you on track, so a little bit more field than what we have in the rest of the heats. So keep in mind, if a faster buggy comes up behind you, please give them the faster lane. We are not racing each other currently. We are racing the clock, so focus on putting together nice, clean, consistent laps here. All right, everyone kind of spaced out now. Give everyone another lap or so here, and I'll start calling out some times. All right, guys, let's work together out there. That's broken. That's broken. Hey, Eric, can you just grab that shock tower cover that's sitting there? Thank you. All right, so we got Jake out front. He's on a 17.03. Justin in the 2 on a 17.16. Tim Simpson in the 3 on a 15 flat. Shane Evans in the 4 on a 15 flat that time by. TJ on a 13.19. Mark Talley unfortunately broke out of this one after a head-on-head collision. Hot lap of this race going to Jake Heiberger with a 17.4. So he's making his way to the start-finish line right now. That yellow-black buggy. If you see him coming by, that is your leader. Whew. TJ Nielsen just had his hot lap of the race with a 20.6 last time by. Watch coming off the long table. That was your leader. He did have an 8-second advantage over Justin, though, so I don't think that's going to put his lead in jeopardy.
Two minutes left.
Justin Eden just had his lap. Holy smokes. Justin Eden just had his hot lap of 18.1 last time by. And then he goes 18 flat that time by for Justin Eden. And it looks like Jake may have had some slower laps because Justin has gotten that lead down to 3.8 seconds between him and Jake. Just see Jake making a couple mistakes, just getting stuck on some pipe or some discs here. Justin just had his hot lap of the race of a 17.9, gets that gap down to 2.6 seconds. So Jake Heiberger in the 1, Justin in the 2, Shane in the 3, Tim in the 4, TJ in the 5. That time by, advantage going to Jake, 17.7 to Justin's 18 flat. Watch right in front of me. Watch getting under the short wall ride. It's clear. So everyone please spread out in this one. Closest battle on track is between Jake Heiberger and Justin Eden for that number 1-2 position. So slow lap out of Justin there. Going to give Jake a nice hefty 5-second advantage with only 5 seconds left to go in this race.
TJ Nielsen done. Shane Evans done. Jake Heidbrenner done. Justin Eden done. Tim Simpson done. The race is completed.
Alrighty, that is the race. So that's going to conclude 21-5 two-wheel drive buggy. Gonna need all 5 of you out to Marshall, please, for our mod wheelers of Brody, Farmer, and Jamie.
One minute to the start of the race.
Can I, 21-5 guys, can I get one of you to volunteer to
Jamie Thompson.
not marshal this one and marshal the next race?
Farmer.
Anyone? Can I get one of you to volunteer to not marshal this one, but marshal the race after this one? Or both, doesn't matter. I don't necessarily need 6 of you. 13-5
The pink machine.
All righty. These guys look like they're ready now. So Brody is going to lead us off here, followed by Farmer and Jamie. Marshals, be on your toes. These guys are moving fast. Brody, yours on the tone. Farmer. And Jamie. Woo! Farmer getting a little squirrely over there. All right, so we got the fast guys on the track with the mod wheelers. We got 2 Schumachers and a team associated buggy on track for Q1 of 4-wheel drive mod buggy. Watch coming off the long table clear. So first lap, gonna go to Jamie Thompson with a 15.3. Brody throws down a 15.6 for his second lap. Jamie Thompson goes 15.1 for his second lap. I think I heard him say earlier he did a 14.9 in practice, so see if he can knock any of those bad boys out here in this one. Whoa! Farmer going for a tumble there. Brody Thompson goes 15.5. Knew how lap for him last time by. As he comes across the line right now, goes 15.9. It's a little bit slower lap out of Brody that time by. So Jamie Thompson currently on a 20.05. Brody Thompson on a 25.15. Farmer on a 17.15. Gonna look to make up some pace there after a couple of tumbles early on in this one. And just like that, we're already a minute 30 in with 3:30 left to go. Farmer just had his hot lap of the race of a 16.7. Currently Closest spot on the track between Jamie and Brody, but it's about 3 seconds separating both of them right now. So Jamie consistently lapping in the low 15s, went 15.2 last time by. Brody kind of in the mid to upper mid 15s, goes 15.6 last time by. Farmer just had his hot lap of a 16.6 last time by. Jamie right now on his own lap, the only one on a 20 lap run. He's on a 20.06, Brody on a 19. Oh, that time by, Brody goes 15.4, gets himself back on a 20 lap run, but barely. We're halfway down, halfway to go, drivers. Another 15.4 out of Brody, so Brody finding some pace here in the second half of this qualifier. Jamie Thompson, though, goes 15.1 as he made it past Arn Farmer that lap.
Two minutes left.
You heard them, drivers. So Jamie and Brody still on 20 lap runs. Farmer on the cusp of an 18 lap run. Jamie getting it wrong off the single. He did have a 4.8 second advantage, so I don't think that's going to put his TQ pace at jeopardy, but it does shorten it down to about 2 seconds. Brody throws down another 15.4. That gap down to 2.1 seconds between him and Jamie. 1:30 left to go. Jamie Thompson just set 5. Holy smokes. Fast lap of the race that time by 15 flat.
One minute left.
Brody just had his hot lap of the race of the 15.3 that time by. Farmer had his hot lap of the race of the 16.5. .30 seconds left to go in this one. Jamie out front on a 20.09. Brody on a 19.01. Farmer on a 17.05. Gonna need at least one volunteer marshal to help with the next race. We already got Jake coming out for the next one. And we'll take a nice long break for some lunch after we finish this first round of qualifying. So there's the tone.
The pink machine done.
To the computer, call your name, drivers. So Brody Thompson got caught at the line. Jamie Thompson just said hot lap of the race 15 flat last time by. He's still on the clock here, finishing his last lap.
Jamie Thompson done.
All right.
The race is completed.
So that is the race. Need all three of them to throw those cars down. Actually, I need 2 volunteer marshals because I need Brody to come announce, please. So, gonna need at least. All right, I got a couple. Thank you, guys.
One minute to the start of the race. Eric Isaacson. Mark Talley. Shui. Justin Eden.
All right, your order is going to be Eric, Justin, Mark, and then Shuey. On the tone, Eric. Justin. No, Mark. And Shuey. We are a minute into this one. Up front is Shuey, and then with the pace of a 19.509. In second is Eric, and then with the pace of an 18.501. In third is Justin with the pace of a 16.515. And in fourth is Mark with a pace of a 14.506. Two minutes in. Up front is Shuey. He's got the fastest lap of a 15.5. In second is Eric with a fast lap of a 16.0. In third is Justin with a fast lap of a 17.4. And in fourth is Mark with a fast lap of a 19.7. Watch after the camel hump. It's clear.
Two minutes left.
Now you heard him. Up front is Shuey with the pace of a 19.505. In second is Eric with the pace of an 18.5 flat. In third is Justin with the pace of a 17.518. And in fourth is Mark with a pace of a 15.516.
1 minute left.
Up front is Shuey. And he's got the fastest lap of a 15.5. In second is Eric with a fast lap of a 16.0. In third is Justin with a fast lap of a 17.2. And in fourth is Mark with a fast lap of a 19.4. Now your closest battle is between Shuey and Eric by 6 seconds.
Eric Isaacson done.
And once you hear your name, your race is over.
Shuey done. Justin Eden done. Mark Tally done. The race is completed.
Oh, Tim, we entering the 17.5? Oh, I guess I already had you. That's right. I forgot. I still need one more volunteer marshal, please. Thank you, TJ. I'll take you on the back here, please. And actually, Brody, can I get you down at the bottom corner? And TJ, can I get you over here on the side of the wall, right, please? There we go. A little bit more spaced out. All righty, so we're back to racing here for Q2. Jake Hybreder going to lead us off, followed by Eric, Tim, and Zach. Thank you for the marshal support. Jake, yours on the tone. Eric, Tim, and Zach. All right, drivers, 5 minutes on the clock. Chasing the TQ pace set by Jake Hybreder last time around of a 17:02. And Jake comes out swinging. First lap goes 16.4. Eric Isaacson goes 17 flat. Zach Isaacson goes 18.2. Tim Simpson with a rough first lap. Gonna put together a 24-second lap for his first lap here. So definitely some progress there for Tim. Eric Isaacson comes back with a 16.7 hot lap for him. So right now, battle on track is between Jake Hybreder and Eric Isaacson. Both of them are an 18 lap pace, so both on a TQ pace. Less than a tenth of a second separating the two of them right now. Zach had his hot lap last time by a 17.8. Tim had his hot lap at 22.5. That time by, Jake gets himself a little bit of breathing room, has himself a 9/10 advantage over the number 2 car of Eric Isaacson. So Jake Hybreder on an 18.02. Eric on an 18.06. Jake just set hot lap of the race that time by the 16.4. Zach had his hot lap last time with 17.6. Tim Simpson just had his hot lap of an 18.2. So Tim coming in cold, no practice, threw that car down to compete with these guys. Eric Isaacson just had his hot lap of a 16.7. So these guys finding some pace here with 2 minutes down, 3 minutes to go. Currently, we got 2 on TQ pace. Zach Isaacson's close to TQ pace right now. So right now, Jake 18.02, Eric 18.13, Zach 17.04, Tim Simpson 15.12. Hot lap going to Jake with a 16.4. So I gotta say, some of those mishandling buggies from Q1 look a little bit more planted this time around than they did earlier today. So Jake out front by 3.9 seconds right now. Eric's got Zach 4.2 behind him. So Zach definitely looking to put in a better run after he had a ball cup pop off in Q1. Needed a pit stop from Brody. Meanwhile, you got Jake leading the way.
2 minutes left.
And I believe that is Zach in front of him. So that is your TQ car coming up behind you there, Zach. Zach just had his hot lap of the race of a 17.3 that time. So you saw Jake coming up, put the afterburners on. So right now, Jake has himself a 4.5 second advantage over Eric. Still, Jake and Eric, the only two on an 18-lap run right now. So both of them putting together much better runs than they did in Q1. And Jake has a lot of open track in front of him for the last minute and a half of this race. So Zach had himself on a TQ pace last time by, but then he made a bobble at the end of the wall ride. I think that's going to knock him off of TQ pace. We'll see when he gets back to the line.
1 minute left.
Does a little bit. Like you heard, 1 minute left to go. Jake Heiberg off point is on an 18:03. Eric on an 18:11. Everyone pretty spaced out on the clock at this point. Closest battles between Jake and Eric, but 6.2 seconds separating them currently. $30 seconds left to go, drivers. Next up, going to be our stadium trucks. Five seconds left to go, drivers. I think everyone's racing to the line here now.
Jake Heidbrenner done. Tim Simpson done.
All right, everyone here on their last lap. Tim Simpson got caught there.
Zach Isaacson done. Eric Isaacson done. The race is completed.
All right, so that is Q2 complete. Very clean run out of these four guys. Jake Heiberg going to take DQ with an 18:04. Gonna need all four of you to throw those cars down. Come on out, Marshall. Gonna need one volunteer marshal to help with the next race, and I need Brody to come announce, please.
One minute to the start of the race. TJ Nielsen. Chewy. Farmer.
All right, and let's get this. Let's get this going. The order is going to be Shuey, Farmer, and TJ. On the tone, Shuey. A Farmer. And TJ. Watch the camel hump. It's clear. We are a minute into this one. Up front is Farmer. He has a pace of an 18.513. In second is Shuey with a pace of 17.511. And in third is TJ with a 12.503. Two minutes in. Up front is Farmer. He has a pace of an 18.513. In second is Shuey with a 17.503. And in third is TJ with a 13.520. Shuey throws down his fastest lap of a 16.5. And he's 2 seconds away from Farmer.
Two minutes left.
You heard him. Farmer is in front of Shuey, but Shuey is in front of him on the overall position. Shuey having a rough lap, and that's going to put him 5 seconds behind.
One minute left.
Right now, Farmer is up top with a pace of an 18.513. And second is Shuey with a pace of an 18.517. And in third is TJ with a pace of a 13.513. And once you hear your name, your race will be over.
Shuey done. TJ Nielsen done. Farmer done. The race is completed.
Race.
1 minute to the start of the race. Jamie Thompson. Eric Isaacson. Zach Isaacson. The Pink Machine.
All right, I need lots of volunteer marshals. I need at least 3, please. Absolutely cannot get this going without at least 3 volunteer marshals. I got 1. I got 2. I need 1 more volunteer marshal, please. One more volunteer marshal, please. Cannot get this going without 1 more marshal. Bueller. Bueller. Not everyone jump at once. What? Come on, friends. We need 1 more marshal, please. Thank you, Jake. All right, running order going to be, oh my goodness, running order for this one going to be Jamie, Brody, Eric, and Zach. Jamie, yours on the tone. Brody, Eric, Zach. All right, drivers, 5 minutes on the clock for Q2 of two-wheel drive mod buggy. Everyone chasing the pace of 19.501 set by Jamie in round 1. Hot lap so far going to Jamie with a 15.9. Everyone finishes up their first lap here. 15.9 to Jamie, 16.1 to Brody, 16.9 to Eric, 17.7 to Zach. All right, everyone's got 3 laps in. So far, no one on a TQ pace in this one. But Jamie out front on a 19.02. Brody in the 2 on a 19.15. Zach in the 3 on a 17.02. Eric in the 4 on a 17.05. Brody just had his hot lap last time by a 16 flat. Zach had his hot lap last time by a 17 flat. And we're 3:30 down, 2:30 to go, or 1:30 to go, my bad. Holy smokes, 1:30 down, 3:30 to go. Math is hard. Jamie had his hot lap last time by a 15.5. Brody just had his hot lap of a 15.9 that time by. Leader getting it wrong in the middle section. So, all right, no one on this one on a TQ pace. Everyone holding position on the overall leaderboard for starting positions in the main. Eric had his hot lap last time by of a 16.7.
Two minutes left.
You heard him, drivers. Jamie on a 19.05, Brody on a 19.10, Eric on a 17.08 with his new hot lap of a 16.3, Zach on a 17.10 in the 4. Brody just had his hot lap of a 15.7 that time by. Woo! Jamie tripling that front single, but then gets stuck on the wall after the roller. And so it is going to give Brody the lead in this one, but like I said, no one in this one on a TQ pace. Ooh, watch the back straight. Watch the back straight. All clear. So Jamie trying to test the limits of his car there. .30 seconds left to go in this one. Brody out front on a 19.08. Jamie in the 2 on a 19.12. Eric Isaacson in the 3 with his hot lap of a 16.3 that time by on a 17.02. Zach on a 17.14. Jamie just had new hot lap of the race, 15.5 that time by. Here comes that tone.
Eric Isaacson done.
Everyone racing to the line here.
The pink machine done. Jamie Thompson done. Zach Isaacson done. The race is completed.
Hey, Zach, check your slipper. Sounds like your slipper is super loose. It sounded like you were like halfway down the back straight before it actually caught. All right, so Brody going to take that one, but Jamie going to hold on to the TQ. So running order for the main going to be Jamie, Brody, Eric, and Zach. Going to need all four of you to throw those buggies down. Coming out, Marshall. I'm going to need at least one volunteer Marshall to help with this next race, please, for our 21.5 two-wheel drive buggy. Nice full class of 21.5s today.
One minute to the start of the race. TJ Nielsen. Jake Heidbrenner. Mark Talley. Justin Eden. Shane Evans. Tim Simpson.
Yeah, can I get one of the Isaacsons back here, please? Yeah. Yeah, that cone right there is fine. The cone right here is fine. That'll work. Alrighty, nice full field of 21 fives. Going to be Jake on the tone, followed by Justin, Shane, Tim, TJ, Mark. I'm going to call you off pretty quickly, so be ready to go. Let's work together this time, 21-5. You guys were kind of beating and banging on each other like you were driving short courses last time. So if you got a faster car coming up behind you, please move aside and let them through. If you're coming up on a slower car, please don't just try to run through them. All right, let's work together. Jake, yours on the tone. Justin, Shane, Tim, TJ, and Mark. All right, 5 minutes on the clock here for two-wheel drive, 21-5. Buggy. Everyone's chasing TQ pace of 17.511 set by Jake Hybreder in round one. And he comes out swinging with a 17.4, which was his hot lap in Q1. Shane comes out with a 17.5 hot lap. So he's trying to put his name in the hat for TQ here. Jake Hybreder goes 17.2 last time by. So Jake Hybreder currently on an 18-lap pace. Shane Evans also on an 18-lap pace. And then Justin Eden also currently the only other one on a TQ pace. And a slow lap out. Justin going to knock him off of TQ pace. So right now, Jake and Shane, the only two on TQ pace. So Jake out front in that TLR buggy, yellow black body with yellow wheels going over the long table right now on an 18.514. Justin Eden just had his hot lap of a 17.9. You got Shane Evans in the 2 on a 17.502. Justin in the 3 on a 16.05. Mark 15.09. TJ 15.13. Tim Simpson 14.04. That time, Tim Simpson bumping himself up to the 5 spot in front of TJ. Meanwhile, your leader, a lot of open track in front of him right now to put together some nice clean laps. And he's got himself a 1.9 second advantage over the number 2 car, Shane Evans, who's working through some lap traffic right now, gets into Tim Simpson there. So like I said, guys, if a faster car is coming up behind you, please move to the side, let them through. This is going to be a really rough lap out of Shane this time. We'll see how that sets things up here. So Shane holds onto the number 2 spot, but knocks him off of a TQ pace. So Jake Hybreder, only one on an 18-lapper, no one on a 17. That time by Shane gets himself back on a 17-lap pace, but again, makes another mistake here. Probably going to knock him off that 17-lap pace.
Two minutes left.
So Jake falling off his pace a little bit now. He's on an 17.01, so no longer on an 18-lap pace. Still on a TQ pace, though.
One minute left.
You heard them, drivers. So we got a lot of drivers making some mistakes here. Just focus on putting together some nice, clean laps here, drivers. A little under 45 seconds left to go. Woo! TJ sending it on the roller.
Jake Heidbrenner done. Shane Evans done.
All right, drivers. I think everyone here should be racing to the line.
Justin Eden done. Mark Talley done. Tim Simpson done.
Show him across the line real quick. Does he not have power?
The race is completed.
Never mind. Ran out of time. All right. I'm going to ask the same thing. If get Jake or someone to volunteer to marshal the next race. Sit out this one. Appreciate it. Thank you, Jake. Need the rest of y'all here to marshal, please.
One minute to the start of the race. Farmer. Jamie Thompson. The Pink Machine.
All right, let's bring them in here, Wheelers. Running order going to be Jamie, Brody, and Farmer. Thank you, marshals, for getting back out here. Jamie, yours on the tone. Brody. Farmer. All right, 5 minutes on the clock. Q2 of Mod Wheeler on track. Everyone chasing Jamie Thompson's TQ pace of 25:09. Jamie comes out with a 15.5. Brody comes out with a 15.7. Farmer comes out with a 17.6. Jamie goes 15-4 that time by. Brody goes 15-6. So these guys going pretty quick here early on. Farmer goes 16-5 for second lap. Brody Thompson goes new hot lap of the race 15-1 that time by. Jumps to the lead and jumps to a TQ. Oh, nope. Just off a TQ pace. Jamie Thompson goes 15-3 for his hot lap. Retakes the lead of this one. Currently, no one in this one on a TQ pace. Jamie Thompson, the closest one, about 2/10 off of his round 1 TQ pace. New hot lap for Jamie, 15-3. That time, Jamie's off TQ pace by 4 1/1000ths of a second. He's just hovering right above that TQ pace, but can't seem to find himself under that TQ pace that he set in round 1 as he's working on the backside of Farmer here. Farmer lets him through in the roller. Thank you, sir. Jamie goes 15-2 that time by. That time by, he is on a TQ pace of a 20:08. And Jamie goes 15 flat that time by. New hot lap. Gets himself on a 20:07. Brody Thompson on a 20:10. Farmer on an 18:11. Oh, that's going to be a good one. 15-2 out of Jamie. I thought it was going to be faster than that. 15-2 out of Brody that time by. So Brody definitely a little bit quicker this time than he was in Q1. Another 15-1 out of Brody. 15-1-9-9. Just under a 15-2. Oh, no. Mistake out of your lead. That's certainly going to give Brody the lead of this one. But like I said, Brody was not on a TQ pace. But that time by, Brody's only off of TQ pace by 1.5 tenths. So Brody with an opportunity here to go steal TQ away from his dad. You can guarantee he's going to get a lot of pressure on him from behind. There goes Jamie sneaking back through to get to the front here. Long lap out of Brody with a 16-2. Going to take him about 1.2 seconds off that TQ pace. Another mistake out of Brody or Jamie here, stuck in the line. So Brody with some breathing room, see if he can put together some nice fast laps here in the last minute. Try to track down that TQ. He needs to make up about a second and a half. Laps like that will certainly help.
1 minute left.
So right now we're watching that pink machine of Brody Thompson trying to see if he can get himself that TQ spot. Steal it away from his dad here. Again, another great lap out of Brody that time by. Still needs to make up about 1.1 seconds, though, in the next 40 seconds. He's going to steal that TQ away from Jamie. All right, 30 seconds to go. Brody with a little bit slower lap that time by. He's going to need a couple hero laps here if he has any chance at that TQ. Another mistake on that roller for Brody. So right now, looking like these guys are going to start the main in the same order they started this one. So that was the tone. Everyone here should be racing to the line.
Jamie Thompson done. The pink machine done. Farmer done. The race is completed. The race.
I need Brody to come announce. I need at least 3 volunteer marshals to help, or yeah, 2 plus Jake to help marshal this last race of qualifying, please.
1 minute to the start of the race. Mark Tally. Eric Isaacson. Shui. Justin Eden.
All right, it's going to be Shuey on the tone, Eric, Justin, and then Mark. Less than 5. And Eric, Justin, and Mark. And we are off. After the roller, it's clear. We are a minute in. Up front is Shuey, and he's got a pace of a 19.505. In second is Justin with a pace of a 17.503. In third is Eric with a pace of a 17.509. And in fourth is Mark with a 15.508. Shuey throws down in his fastest lap of a 15.9. Eric has a fast lap of a 16.0. Justin has a fast lap of a 17.3, and Mark has a fast lap of a 19.7. We are at the halfway point. Up front is Shuey, and he throws down his fastest lap of a 15.6. He has a pace of a 19.506. In second is Eric, and he has a pace of an 18.507. In third is
2 minutes left.
Justin, and he has a pace of an 18.517. And in fourth is Mark with a 15.507. After the roller, it's clear.
One minute left.
Your running order is Shuey, Eric, Justin, and Mark. Shuey still has the fastest lap of a 15.6. And Eric has a 16.0. Justin has a 17.2. And Mark has a 19.6. Now watch the loop. It's clear. Good job, Jake. And once you hear your name, your race will be over.
Chewy done. Eric Isaacson done.
Now watch the middle.
Justin Eden done. Mark Tally done.
No, that
The
is
race
the
is
race.
completed. 1 minute to the start of the race.
Need a couple more volunteer marshals, please.
Zach Isaacson. Tim Simpson.
All righty, let's go ahead and get them lined up. TQ honors going to Jake Highbreder. And then we'll space out. So Eric, go ahead and line up on the 3 spot. Zach, go ahead and line up on the 5 spot. And Tim, go ahead and line up on the 7 spot. All right, drivers. This is a 6-minute main. So marshals, keep your head on the swivels. Drivers, let's get through this wall ride nice and clean, and then races on after that. Keep in mind, 6 minutes is a long time. Get this one going in less than 5. All right, nice clean start from our 17.5 2-wheel drive buggy, guys. Everyone kind of spread out here. Everyone going to come across the line for lap 1 in the order that, never mind. Zach getting a wrong right at the loop. Going to allow Tim Simpson by. Meanwhile, Eric putting a lot of pressure on Jake Highbreder out front. Eric catches that disc here in the wall right in front of me. Gonna give Jake a little bit of breathing room, but he's already looking like he's starting to catch up to the backside of Jake here. So hot lap of this one so far, going to Eric with a 16.3 done last time by. So he's definitely putting some pressure on Jake. A lot of times it is easier to be the following car chasing someone than it is to be the guy holding someone off. So this guy's doing a little bit of beating and banging. I let it go since no one really made up or lost any position there. So both these guys making a couple mistakes that lap. Going to allow Jake to kind of spread out in front of Eric a little bit. That time by Zach gets his hot lap of a 16.9. Jake just set his hot lap of a 16.4. Hot lap of the race still going to Eric, though, with a 16.3. So right now that gap for the lead, 1.9 seconds. And Jake got it wrong in the line. Eric got it wrong in the line. It's going to give Jake a little bit of breathing room, though, because he ended up on his wheels. Whew, again, another mistake out of Jake. Traction roll ends up on his wheels, though. So that gap between 1 and 2 are 2.3 seconds. Meanwhile, Zach only 3.2 seconds behind Eric. So Jake gets through the lapped car of Tim Simpson last time by. So Jake goes 16.8, Eric goes 16.6, gets that gap down to 2 seconds. So now Eric getting through the lap traffic there, Tim Simpson, sending his eyes forward on Jake. So I do think Eric has the speed. I was talking to Jake before we came up here, and he said he geared down a tooth or two. So I definitely think Eric right now just got a little bit more raw speed than Jake does. But Jake could see the benefit here as we get towards the end of this, with this being a 6-minute race, not having as much battery fade as Eric might here. So that time by 16.7 for Jake, 16.9 for Eric. 1.8 second advantage going to Jake. Eric gets it a little wrong there after the single. I think that might give Jake some more breathing room. Does. So Jake goes 16.6, Eric goes 16.8, 2.1 seconds separating 1 and 2. They've set themselves clear of the rest of the field with a 6-second advantage between 2 and 3 now.
2 minutes left.
Great lap out of Eric there. Goes 16.4. Closes that gap down to 1.5. That time 16.6 for Jake, 16.7 for Eric. But Jake whacking the pipe there. Now he's got Eric in his rearview mirror. So 1.2 seconds separating 1 and 2 that time by. They're coming up on the backside of Tim, so that is the race for the lead coming up behind you, Tim. Thank you, sir. And your leader gets a run at the line, ends up on his wheels, but that puts Eric right on his rear wing. Can Eric put some pressure on Jake here, maybe force him a mistake? Left. Or can he sneak it through? So like I said, I think Eric's got a little bit more gear in there. Forces Jake into a mistake. Gonna take the lead. So Eric, your new leader in this one. Jake getting it wrong again on the short table. Going to allow Eric a little bit of breathing room here. And we've only got 15 seconds left to go in this one. So Jake probably gonna need a mistake out of Eric here. They both should. Eric definitely got to sneak in for one more. I don't know if Jake's going to sneak in for one more here. It's going to be close. Jake snuck it in there. So these guys on their final lap. Jake looking for a mistake out of Eric.
Tim Simpson done.
Here comes Eric to the line.
Zach Isaacson done. Eric Isaacson done. Jake Heidbrenner done.
Eric going to take that away from Jake. Gonna need Eric, Jake, and Zach to the wall for a photo, please. If I could get Jamie or Brody to take a picture, thank you. And then I'll need Brody to come on up and announce, please. And we'll need at least one volunteer marshal for this next race, please.
1 minute to the start of the race. Chewy. Farmer. TJ Nielsen.
All right, order is going to be Shuey, Farmer, and TJ. And can I get one volunteer marshal? And one more volunteer marshal. All right. No less than 5. And we are off. Shuey and Farmer are able to break away from TJ. Shuey is putting in the afterburners and throws down a 16-5 and another 16-5. Farmer is throwing down some 17-1s. And Farmer throws down his fastest lap of a 16-9. Shuey kicks it up a notch and throws down and he throws down a 16-4. That white and blue car is your leader. 2 minutes in. TJ puts down his fastest lap of a 21.3. Shuey has a 6-second lead on Farmer. And halfway into this one, watch the roller. It's clear. No, watch the watch the back straight. No, it looks like that one is out.
Two minutes left.
You heard him. Shuey has a 7-second lead on Farmer. A Farmer throws down his fastest lap of a 16.8.
1 minute left.
Shuey is holding on to a 10-second lead of Farmer. Watch the front table. It's clear. Now, once you cross that line, your race will be over.
Farmer done. Shuey done. The race is completed. One minute to the start of the race. The Pink Machine. Eric Isaacson. Zach Isaacson. Jamie Thompson.
All right. Can I get one more volunteer marshal, please? All right. We got a racer's minute. In the meantime, if I could get one volunteer marshal, please. Really appreciate that. Not going to make it. All righty. So running order going to be Jamie, Brody, and Zach. You guys already lined up. Love it. 5 minutes on the clock for this two-wheel drive mod buggy A main. Get this one going in less than 5. So Brody hanging on to the backside of Jamie here through the first lap. So Brody or Jamie's car looking a little edgy there on the first lap. Looking like starting to settle in here a little bit. Say Brody whacks the pipe off the long table. Gave Jamie a little bit of breathing room there, but he's putting a charge on through the middle section here. Whew, Jamie getting feisty, tripling that single in the middle. And Brody going to set his hot lap of the race with a 15.9 that time by. Gains a 10th on Jamie. Jamie going for that triple again. I don't know if that's faster. I think Brody's making up time. 15.9 for Jamie, 15.8 for Brody. And Brody has hot lap of the race. Jamie getting it wrong after the short table. Going to give Brody the lead. So Jamie got to put some work in now to go chase down Brody. And Brody gets it wrong after the single. Jamie waits for him. He said, we're going to race, pal. So Jamie back to the lead. Brody right on his rear wing, though. And Jamie says, follow me, kid. Let's go fast together. So Jamie got a little hung up on a pipe there. Brody thought about sending it in. Jamie gets it wrong off the long table. So Brody back to the lead here. So both these guys giving up the lead after some mistakes. So now Jamie on the hunt here. See if he can put a pass on his son of Brody. Ooh, watching those guys go through the wall ride. And they go side by side on the short table. Brody gives him a little bit of a nudge, says, excuse me, sir, this is my spot.
2 minutes left.
Brody catches the disc here. Jamie gave it a look going into the wall ride. Couldn't stick it in there, though. And both of them get it wrong after the long table. So still nose to tail, Brody and Jamie coming through the chicane right in front of me on the short wall ride. And we're already 3:30 down, 1:30 left to go. You see Jamie giving a little nudge to the backside of Brody there. He says, don't you brake check me. Man, those guys carry so much speed through that wall ride. Both of them hit the same disc. Ends in Jamie doing a full rollover, giving Brody a little bit of breathing room here with 1 minute left to go.
1 minute left.
Like I said. So Jamie quickly catches right back up onto the backside of Brody here. Gonna put that pressure on Brody. I heard that pig machine has ice cold veins though, so Brody not gonna lift, not gonna make a mistake, not gonna flinch. Gonna say I'm gonna make you earn this the hard way. And last time by, or 2 laps ago, Jamie had a hot lap of the race with a 15.7, doing that to catch up to Brody here. So both these guys taking a little bit of a different line through the long table. Jamie sends it on the single roller, gets in front of him, but then goes wide on the corner after the roller. So he keeps looking for crossover moves on Brody. Can't make them stick, though. Goes to make a pass after the long table. Can't make a stick. About to have that tone. Brody not going to make it, I don't think.
The pink machine done.
Does not.
Jamie Thompson done.
So Brody going to take the win. Jamie in the 2, and then here comes Eric. Round out the
Eric
first
Isaacson
spot.
done. The race is completed.
Gonna need all 3 of you to the wall for a photo. If I get Jake or someone to take that photo for me, please, I'd appreciate it. Hey, Jake, can you grab Jamie's phone and take a picture, please? So next up is our 21.5 two-wheel drive buggy. Gonna need lots of Marshall support for this one, please. Thank you, Farmer. Gonna need a couple volunteer marshals for this one, so if you're in the pits, please come on out and marshal.
1 minute to the start of the race. Mark Talley, Shane Evans, TJ Nielsen, Justin Eden, Jake Heidbreder.
Still waiting on a check from Tim. Hey guys, make some room for Tim. Let him grab a lap here.
Tim Simpson,
Tim, go ahead and grab a lap. You sure? All right, so Birdie can get these guys lined up for me, please. It's going to be Jake on the 1, Justin on the 2, Shane on the 3. Say, I might not be able to put too much space between them. I guess I could put a delay on if I had to. And you're going to have to scooch him up a little bit. You're going to have to scooch him up. It's gonna read him. Can you move it? Because this happened at INS, where the last place car was shown as the first place car. They caught him right at the line. All right. Can I get at least one more volunteer marshal, please? I need at least one more. Take whoever we got. What? You sure? There's 6 cars. It's going to be carnage. I got Zach coming. There we go. Can I take you on the bucket in the middle, please? Yep. And then can you just hang out with Birdie for the start? All right, drivers, 6 minutes on the clock for this 21-5 two-wheel drive buggy A main. Let's work together, get through this wall ride. You should come out of the wall ride in the same order that you enter it. All right, and then we'll get the racing on. Marshall's ready, driver's ready. Get this one going, less than 5. All right, no start, restart. So we're just playing follow the leader for the first couple corners here, guys. Should not be trying to make any passes. Just nice and easy. The only one that can go full throttle is going to be Jake, your leader. Everyone else should be modulating that throttle, making sure you're just following the guy in front of you until we get through these first couple corners. All right, we'll give this another shot. Marshall's ready, driver's ready. Get this one going in less than 5. All right, that one's going to run. Justin was going a little squirrely there. Knocked Shane off the track. So Shane got some work to do here. Gets himself back up to the 4 spot there. So Jake out front gets himself a nice hefty lead over Justin to start this thing. Tim Simpson trying to chase down Justin Eden here. Justin being super conservative on the single into the roller allowed Tim to really sneak it through there. Tim makes a pass. Can't make it stick though. Ends up, hey, throw that body back on, please. Ends up losing it on the short table, loses his body. Now he's going to lose all sorts of time when he was battling for that number 2 spot. Thank you, Farmer. So now Shane back in the number 3 position where he started this race. looking to go track down Justin Eden here. Meanwhile, your leader already putting some guys down a lap here. Just put Tim down a lap. He's already put TJ down a lap. Next up for him is going to be Mark Talley. Oh, no, number 3 car, Shane Evans, was making progress towards the number 2 spot of Justin Eden. Traction rolls coming off the long table. So now 1, 2, and 3 all very spread out. So TJ Nielsen just had his hot lap of the race with a 19.5 last time by. Hot lap of the race going to Jake Hybreder with a 17.3 set on the second lap of the race. Woo! TJ sending it on the single roller. So Justin Eden now looking to make some passes on some lap cars, gets through Mark Talley there. So Tim Simpson's gotten himself back up to the number 4 spot after a little pit stop from Farmer. So Jake now out front with a lot of room in front of him just to focus on some clean laps here. Justin getting through some more lap traffic. Shane Evans slowly starting to reel Justin in, but he's definitely got some work to do. So Justin Eden just had his hot lap of the race with a 17.8 last time by. Shane Evans just crossed the line also with a 17.8. So closest battle on the track is for the number 2 spot between Justin and Shane. 3.8 seconds separating them last time at the line. And must have been a mistake out of Justin because Shane just passed Justin, but then ended up doing a rollover. Justin reclaims the spot. So closest battle on the track for that number 2 spot between that blue buggy of Justin Eden and that purple buggy of Shane Evans as they come through the middle section here. Justin looking very squirrely with his lines. Shane Evans able to sneak it through on the chicane right in front of me into the wall ride. So Justin got a little squirrely. Shane stuck to the inside. Justin nabbed his tire, ended up a little sideways, allowed Shane to take off with that number 2 spot. Saying for the most part, I think Justin is faster than Shane through most of this track, but he gets ultra conservative on the single and the roller right here, where other guys push the car a little bit harder through there. And I've seen both Tim and Shane make quite some progress on Justin just on that part of the track. And we're 4:30 down, 1:30 left to go. Still a lot of racing in this one. But Jake Hybreder has just taken away with the lead. He's got a 10-second advantage over the rest of the field right now. Closest battle on the track still seems to be between Shane Evans and Justin Eden for the number 2 spot. Both of them going onto the wall ride right now. Justin gets it wrong, coming off the long table. Gonna give Shane a little bit more breathing room.
One minute left.
You heard them, drivers. So everyone pretty spaced out at this point. Shane Evans now has a 3.5 second advantage over Justin Eden in that number 2 spot. Justin in the 3. So the number 2 car coming up on some lap traffic of TJ. Next up is going to be Mark. So that is second place car coming up behind you, Mark. Just under 10 seconds left to go in this one. I think Jake might sneak through for a victory lap. He does. So Jake on a victory lap here.
Tim Simpson done.
And decides he's going to try to see if he can clear that long table. on
Shane
his
Evans
victory
done.
lap.
Mark Talley done. Justin Eden done. Jake Heidbrenner done. TJ Nielsen done.
All
race is
right,
completed.
drivers, that is the race. Jake Heiberg going to take that one. Going to need Jake, Shane, and Justin to the wall for pictures.
One minute to the start of the race.
All right, going to need everyone out to Marshall. If I can get Jake to repeat Q1, Q2, sit this one out. Marshall, the next one, I appreciate it. Thank you, sir. You didn't shake at all? Just psych yourself out? Just not enough time to get in your head beforehand.
Farmer. The Pink Machine. Jamie Thompson.
All right, you guys all ready to go? Hey, Mark, can I get you on that middle bucket, please? Mark. Can I get you on that middle bucket, please? And Tim, can I get you in the bottom corner there by the Schumacher sign, please? There we go. I like that better. Actually, Shane, yeah, can I have you hop over here? There we go. I like that better. All righty, drivers. 5 minutes on the clock for this Mod Wheeler A main. Jamie leading off Brody and Farmer. Marshals, these guys are moving quick. Keep your heads on a swivel. Drivers, get racing going here in less than 5. Nice clean start out of these pros right here. Brody gets it wrong off the long table, ends up backwards. Gonna allow Farmer up to the number 2 spot. Another big mistake out of Brody. So Brody got some work to do here to go first track down Farmer and then have any chance of tracking down Jamie here. So Brody did take Q2, but it was not good enough to steal that TQ away from Jamie. And a mistake out of Farmer going to allow Brody back to the number 2 spot. So last time by, Jamie set hot lap of the race with a 15.3. Another big mistake out of Brody. Going to allow Farmer back to the number 2 spot. So those two back there just making a lot of mistakes, allowing Jamie just to sail away with this one. So Birdie gets past Farmer again, back to the number 2 spot. Another big mistake out of Birdie here, going to allow Farmer by. So Birdie struggling without Wheeler here in the A main. And now he's got Jamie coming up behind him, looking to put him down a lap. So Birdie gets past Farmer again. And had his hot lap of the race last time by the 15.6. So here comes Jamie coming up on the backside of the field. Farmer gets it wrong off the short table, so Jamie gonna put Farmer down a lap. Now looking forward, see if he can put Brody down a lap here. Woo, gets into that roller pretty hot that time by. Still does a 15.4 though. Probably would have been a hot lap of the race had he not sent it into that roller so hard. So 15.3 out of Jamie that time by. Catching up quickly to the backside of Birdie.
2 minutes left.
Put Birdie down the lap. Oh no, Jamie goes sailing through the single here. So at this point, everyone's super spread out. Farmer had his hot lap of the race 2 laps ago with a 16.3. And Jamie goes 15.2, hot lap of the race that time by with a minute and a half left to go in this one. Woo! Farmer, you can't park it there. Both Birdie and Jamie set hot lap of the race for themselves that time by. Birdie goes 15.5, but Jamie goes 15.1. Birdie fighting here, doesn't want to go down a lap. 40 seconds left to go. Birdie has a new hot lap for himself, 15.5 that time by. So he's fighting for the last 30 seconds here to keep himself on the lead lap. Here comes Jamie. Those guys should, I think, sneak through for one more. It's going to be super close. Oh, no, never mind. No, they're not. All right, everyone, let's go on here.
Farmer done. Jamie Thompson done. The pink machine done.
That is the race.
The race is completed.
All 3 of you to the wall for a photo, please. And then need Birdie to come up and announce. Going to need a lot of volunteer marshals to help with our last race of the day, please.
1 minute to the start of the race. Eric Isaacson. Shui.
Can I get one volunteer marshal, please?
Justin Eden.
You can pull up, Justin. All right. And we're going to get this one going in less than 5. Everyone's starting out clean. And we'll go with it. Shui starts to pull away on the first lap. After the roller. It's clear. And we are a minute into this one. Up front is Shui. And he's got Eric right behind him. Shui does a 16-2. And Eric Rex. That's going to put a 4-second lead onto Shui. With 4 minutes left. Shui throws down in his fastest lap of a 15.7. Eric has a 16.2, and Justin has a 17.0. No, watch the middle. It's clear. Shuey throws down another 15-7. And Eric throws down in his fastest lap of a 16-1. And Justin throws down his of a 16-6. 2 minutes left.
2 minutes left.
Shuey is still sitting up front. Eric in second and Justin in third. And there's a 10-second gap between Shuey and Eric. And a 12-second gap between Eric and Justin.
One minute left.
You heard him. Eric throws down a 16 flat. Now watch the middle. It's clear. Now this will be your last lap. And Shuey sends it right after the camel hump.
Shuey done. Eric Isaacson done. Justin Eden done.
Now that is a
The
race.
race is completed.